Hi everybody, my name is Daniel Campbell. I usually like to keep my blogs and thoughts to, written form, but I find videos to be a tad more digestible, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and give it a shot at my first vlog, and it's what the internet needs. More fat white guys talking to themselves about things that really matter, like video games. One of the hot button issues right now is the SimCity always on DRM, although I actually think it's less to do with the DRM and the fact that they sort of require online play. I'd say that's more of a design choice or an infrastructure choice more than it is an actual DRM problem. Now let me go ahead and start off first that I usually like to come to the defense of publishers and EA because, they're just a business trying to make money. There's certainly different ways of doing this, but EA's really been making it a lot more difficult on me lately to try and do this because they seem to, well, I don't want to say enjoy crapping on their customers. They certainly don't seem to have their customers' best interest in mind. They're putting their own physical interests in mind first, and really I'm a firm believer that if you're going to have a consumer-based industry, if you're going to be in that industry, you really need to treat your consumers more as fans more than actual customers, or, in this case, maybe in some cases, thieves. Now, I've heard one disturbing trend lately among a lot of people whenever they keep saying that it's now just sort of a buyer beware market. When I really disagree, while in actuality and practice it kind of is that, it shouldn't be that way. We shouldn't settle. We shouldn't say that, you should just expect things to be broken on day one, that you should really just expect these things to happen. It should never be that way, okay? Whenever you pick up a game box or, whenever you download it from a site, the game has gone to retail. And when a game has gone to retail, you really kind of expect a certain level of quality, or at least for the game to actually friggin' work. For the developer or publisher to not uphold that end of the bargain, they're really kind of screwing everybody over, and it's really unacceptable. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play devil's advocate again and say that, a lot of times things just don't work on day one. It's just a matter of fact. I don't want to turn on the internet hate machine on me or anything like that, but let's look at Steam. Whenever Valve first launched Steam, that thing was friggin' broken. It was not a perfect system. It wasn't something that worked seamlessly. Heck, even big picture mode now, while I still think it's technically in beta, that thing breaks all the time. Try going to the trailer TV section and try to watch anything for more than 15 minutes. I've never gotten that thing to run for more than 10 minutes without a video having an error or the thing crashing out. It just doesn't work very well. Now that devil's advocate part is over, really, it's just inexcusable how bad this has been. It's one thing to say, alright, it's been a few hours, we need to add some more servers or something like that. This was just terribly handled, and here we are over a week later, and the game still doesn't work all that well. And sometimes publishers try to justify what it is by saying, we would have to purchase a bunch of extra servers or what have you, and then scale them back after the initial popularity is gone. Big freaking deal. Who cares? That is part of your job. You have decided to release a game and say that it's ready, and it is ready for all the people that want to play it. So what if you have to repurpose a server later? I'm pretty sure if you purchase a server and then you find that it's not being used later, you can probably do something else with it. It's not just a matter of that's just a waste. It just becomes a big paperweight now. Okay, there are different things you can do with this. And plus, look at some other solutions. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was GameSpy at one point that actually offered a dedicated server service as a third party for games. So if you feel like that you couldn't have handled this thing, maybe you should have farmed it out to a third-party company that actually offers these services. That way they can add more servers or scale them back as needed, and you just pay them whatever it is. I know that may be more expensive, but I really think the dedication to customer service probably would have benefited from that. Now, what do we do as consumers to try and correct this? I mean, EA or, other big publishers just don't seem to be learning the lesson when it comes to this kind of stuff. Maybe Ubisoft finally has, but one of the things we have to try and do is whenever we boycott, or whenever, what people call boycotting these days, whenever people, try to, quote, punish a publisher, it really doesn't work all that well because those big execs or, the people that are making a lot of these decisions are not the ones that suffer. Take THQ, for instance. I know a lot of people like to look at them as some kind of patron saint of video games now that they're gone, but there are years where they would have laid off hundreds of people, and the CEO, Brian Farrell, would still take a multi-million-dollar bonus that year. Not just his base pay, but a multi-million-dollar bonus. Realize how many people could have probably kept their jobs with that money? So really, whenever earnings start to slip, it's not a matter of the publisher learning their lesson. A lot of times it's just this old boys club who decides that their way of business is the way that things need to be done, and it's been that way forever. Well, in this industry, things change, and you definitely need to change your business model at least once every couple of years. So really, how do we send this message to the publishers? How do we let them know we're not okay with this stuff besides, going to forums and Twitter and stuff? Because obviously they're not listening to that. So some people say we should vote with our wallets. We should do things with our dollars. Well, like I said before, a lot of times publishers won't punish themselves. They don't see a problem with their own business. They see a problem with the developer. They'll say, all right, well, the game must have not been good enough, or something about the game players didn't like, so we will go ahead and just axe that developer. And it's really not fair, but that's just sort of the way things are in the game industry right now for a lot of the big name publishers. So how do we send this message to the publisher? How do we really get this thing to them, let them know we're not okay with this, because they're obviously not listening to us in their current avenues? And when I ask this, I really am asking the question. I don't have the answer. Someone far smarter than me needs to come up with that. So if you have an idea of what we can do, please leave it down in the comments or discuss it with me on Twitter or what have you. But yeah, it's a problem, and I'm not quite sure what the solution is, but hopefully someone smarter than me can figure that out. Thanks for watching. Listen to this, fat white guy, this freelance blogger that's opinion really doesn't matter all that much. Voice it. And yeah, if you have an opinion, please, I would like to hear yours, as long as it's constructive criticism or something actually constructive to a discussion and not just first. So anyway, thank you.